I slammed on the brakes so hard my tires squealed. Glass crunched under my shoes before I even stepped fully out of the car. My heart hammered against my ribs like it wanted to explode. What the hell happened to my house? Shattered mailbox pieces littered the driveway. Fresh black spray paint dripped down my garage door in angry letters. Violator. Both front tires on my SUV sat flat, slashed clean through. The smell of aerosol paint still hung thick in the warm morning air, mixing with the sweet scent of my neighbor's blooming roses. I could taste metal in my mouth from biting my tongue to keep from screaming. This wasn't random. This was payback. It started 3 weeks ago over the stupidest thing. I put up a simple white privacy fence around my backyard because my dog kept digging under the old chain link. Perfectly legal. HOA rules approved it in writing. But Karen, our block's self-appointed queen, decided it ruined the neighborhood aesthetic. She sent me 3 certified letters, showed up at my door twice, and finally cornered me at the community mailbox. "You think you're better than the rest of us?" she hissed. Her face twisted like she'd smelled something rotten. "Take it down or we'll make you regret it." I laughed it off. Big mistake. Now I stood there, chest heaving, staring at the destruction. My hands shook as I pulled out my phone and dialed the police. While I waited, I walked the perimeter. Every step made fresh rage boil up. Who does this? Grown adults acting like middle school bullies? The first officer arrived in under 10 minutes. Officer Ramirez took one look at the mess and whistled low. "You got security cameras?"
I did.
Brand new ones I installed after Karen's second visit. I led him inside, hands still trembling, and pulled up the footage on my laptop. The timestamp read 6:47 a.m. Right after I left for my early shift.
There they were.
Clear as daylight. Karen stood in my driveway like she owned it, arms crossed, barking orders. Jeremy, her 20-something son who still lived in her basement, swung a baseball bat like he was trying out for the majors. Each crack against my mailbox sounded like thunder through the speakers. Bob from 2 doors down crouched by my SUV, knife flashing as he stabbed the tires twice. 3 times. Karen's best friend and fellow HOA board member held the spray can, laughing while she painted her masterpiece. I couldn't breathe. These were my neighbors. People I waved at every morning. People who borrowed my ladder last summer. Officer Ramirez paused the video. "We'll run the plates on the truck they arrived in. This is felony vandalism. Plain and simple." I sank into my chair, a bitter laugh escaping. "Over a fence? Are you kidding me?" He shook his head. "Some folks get a little power and lose their minds." By afternoon, the police had IDs on all 4. Security footage plus doorbell cam from the house across the street sealed it. They picked up Jeremy first. He cracked like an egg when they showed him the video. Started crying about how his mom made him do it. Said she promised him a new truck if he taught me a lesson. Karen showed up at the station in full denial mode. I sat in the waiting room and watched through the glass as she screamed at the detective, face redder than a stop sign. "This is harassment. I was just enforcing community standards." The detective didn't blink. "Ma'am, your son already gave a full statement. We have you on camera directing the whole thing. You're under arrest for conspiracy to commit felony property damage." Her scream echoed down the hallway. I felt it in my bones, equal parts satisfaction and disbelief. Jeremy stood in cuffs beside her, head hanging, tears streaming. Bob and Tina got picked up at their homes. The whole neighborhood watched from their windows as patrol cars rolled away. That night I sat on my porch with a cold beer, staring at the fresh plywood covering my garage door. The crickets chirped like nothing had happened. But everything had changed. 2 weeks later we stood in court. Karen's lawyer tried every trick. But the judge wasn't having it. The video played on the big screen for everyone to see. Karen's voice filled the room. "Hit it harder. Jeremy. Make sure he learns." The judge slammed the gavel. $4,000 in restitution each. Community service. And Mrs. You're removed from the HOA board effective immediately. The court finds your actions malicious and premeditated. Karen's face crumbled. No more power trips. No more terrorizing the block. She had to sell her house at a loss just to pay the fines. Jeremy moved out the next month, said he couldn't look at her anymore. The rest of the neighborhood finally spoke up. Turns out I wasn't the only one she'd bullied. I replaced the fence with an even taller one. Planted flowers along the new mailbox. Every morning when I wave at my actual decent neighbors, I feel lighter. If you're dealing with your own HOA Karen right now, hear me, document everything. Install the cameras. Don't back down. The system works when you make it work. Bullies only win when good people stay silent. Justice isn't always fast, but it hits hard when it lands. My property is fixed. My peace is back. And Karen? She's learning the hard way that karma has a longer memory than any security camera. You mess with the wrong homeowner, you might just end up on the evening news yourself.